Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna make some herb butter. It goes great with steak. You can saute mushrooms with it. You can throw it in to finish any of your pasta sauces. You can, there's a million things you can do with herb butter. And so this is a compound butter. And the way you make this is, I'm gonna start out with a little bit of butter, and I'm gonna put that in there and let this sizzle. And I just chopped some shallots up. I'm gonna put these shallots in here. I'm gonna let these shallots get nice and cook them up a little bit. Let them get golden brown. Let that go. And then so that's my shallots. Then what I'm gonna do is take a couple cloves of garlic and I'm gonna throw that in there as well. These are starting to sizzle up real nice, getting a little bit of color on. I don't want a lot of color. I'm gonna add a little bit more butter to this. And let that go around. So what I'm gonna do on this garlic, I'm gonna just cut it in half. And then I'm gonna lay it flat here. I want to pound it out. The reason I did that is I want to bruise that, because I want to pull all the flavor out that I can get. So I got that one, that one, and that one. Now I'm going to chop them up. Not a lot. So here you go. Let's go ahead and get this garlic in there. Let's that get going too. This is cooking really well. See the color on this here? So at this point, while these are cooking here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of white wine. At the same time I add that, I'm going to add this rice wine vinegar, because it's going to give a little bit of tart. It's going to sweeten it up a little bit. And I'm going to add that in there. And then we're going to reduce this down. So if I use a half a cup of white wine, then I use a half a cup of butter. So basically, it would be 4 ounces of white wine, 4 ounces of butter. Actually, I went probably a cup of white wine, so I almost got a cup of butter. So whatever you reduce down, you have to build it back up to the amount of butter you're going to use. So what I have here now is I have the butter. I'm going to put it in here. It's room temperature. It's a little bit soft. Now, herb butter is made. It's not a butter that's whipped up nice and fluffy. You know, you don't want all that fluff. You don't want the air that's in there. So I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary. I'm going to chop this up. A little bit of fresh thyme. We're going to top this on top of a steak later too, so you'll have to check that out on the next video. A little bit of thyme. That should be good right there. So that's reducing down. I'm going to chop that rosemary and thyme up a little bit. Now, rosemary and thyme is a little bit stronger of a herb, so what I'm going to do is take and throw that in here with this here, and I'm going to let that bloom and pull a little bit of that flavor out of that rosemary and thyme while that's cooking here. And I'm going to go ahead and take these chives. Now, I like chives are to be fresh, obviously. And I'm going to slice these up real nice and thin. Okay, so what we're going to do is so here I have some chopped parsley. And I have some chopped basil. I'm going to add it in here to this butter. I'm going to throw that in there with that. And then I'm going to add these chives in there. And then we're going to just fold this here in here. We're letting this reduce down. That's the idea behind this. So let's cook that till it's almost dry. So you start out with a cup, you reduce it down until there's nothing left. And that's the, then when we add the butter, we're going to build it back up with the same amount of flavor that we cooked out of this. So anyways, this is cooked down. As you can see, it's kind of dry there. So I'm going to pull this off the fire. I want it to kind of cool down. I'm going to let a little bit of this butter in there just to kind of loosen this up. Just to give me a little bit of heat, because I'm going to mix this up in there like so. And look at the color on those shallots. Believe it or not, that's very nice. That's what I'm looking for. Because that's going to be, when I go to put this on that steak or mushrooms, whatever it might be, it's going to blast with flavor. So let me go ahead and add this in here with this butter. And then we're going to just mix this up. This is a real heavy-duty herb butter, obviously. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and added another half cup of butter because I thought it needed a little bit more butter because I got a lot of herbs in there, which is good. And then here I have a little bit of sea salt and black pepper. We're going to season this up because I do need a little, does need a little salt in there because I use unsalted butter. So let's mix this in there. Like I said, you can put this on a mixing machine, but you don't want to mix it to where it's fluffy. Look at that, that's herb butter right there, let me tell you. Then what we're going to do is take this paper, I'll lay this paper out, and then I'm going to roll it up, lay the butter in here like so. Oh man, look at that. This is going to be absolutely wonderful. Okay. Look at this board up from underneath here. So what I do here with this butter, I'm going to roll this over. And I'm going to pull it back to itself here, and I'm going to tighten it up. This is a compound butter. We used to make many different flavors of compound butter. Beer butter, mango butter, herb butter, rosemary garlic butter, rosemary sun-dried tomato butter. Yeah, this is our compound butter. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, let it harden up, and then I'll be able to cook with it. But you're going to absolutely love this if you do steaks or anything, and I'm going to show you how to use this later. You guys see me make this earlier, you know. Anyways, I'm going to take it, slice this up. Look at that nice herb butter.